Hello and welcome again. I'm Catherine Young, and this is our channel, Our Courage to Heal podcast. Before we begin, let me just say this. I'm not a professional healer and I cannot diagnose. I'm just another person who has been wounded but guided to receive healing. And now I'm here to share my story with you so that hopefully you too can find your courage to heal and stay on the healing journey. Now, let's begin. I have some habits that made it really challenging to accept situations that are hard to believe when things happen. I tend to find fault with myself after a while and wonder if I could have prevented things, especially when it comes to an end of a friendship or a breakup. But luckily, the universe is always loving. In this episode, I learned to enter and exit a friendship with peace and a knowing that I'm enough and it's really meant to be. Now, let's begin. Book 2, The Healing, Chapter 4, Friends Leaving. As part of our healing and growth, friends started leaving too. While they are friends whom I just feel so relieved and glad that it's over, in reality, there were also some breakups that I did need a significant grieving and healing process. My ex-bestie of 25 years, we had the most cordial and loving relationship. We only quarreled once in 25 years, or rather 2 if you count the last one. You see, growing up, I had never seen my parents quarrel, so any quarrel would shock my system. In fact, in my past romantic relationships, the first quarrels almost led to a breakup. So you can imagine the journey I went through accepting quarrels in my current relationship of almost 2 decades. Anyway, back to my bestie, ex-bestie. Looking back, I was always giving and very, very understanding. I did so well that her mom called me a keeper and she lovingly gave me the bestie title. She would do the most ridiculous thing and I wouldn't be mad. I would go the distance to show my understanding, and to be honest, I would feel proud when she recognized how special I was and how much love and effort I put in for us. But sadly, that's not reciprocal. I didn't mind it at all, even when it hurt at the end. I really didn't mind. I was ready to pretend that nothing had happened and just keep giving. But I knew deep down this wasn't real. This had been our story and it will continue to be if not for this breakup. In recent years, as I received deeper healings, I started questioning about me and her. Our conversations were very superficial. It's like a routine update. As you can probably tell, I'm a sensitive and empathetic friend and tend to have deeper conversations with my dear friends. But I never had it once with her. So I began using bestie reciprocally like it was her name. As I grew stronger, I started feeling uncomfortable and wanted to stay away. But the people-pleaser nature part of me had to meet and shower her with love. And as usual, she reciprocated on these rare meetings. But it was a clear misfit. It was a to-do list that I felt better after I ticked it off. And so, it erupted one day. I just miscarried and she only showed care the day I told her. And I had never once heard from her again over the year. I should also mention that we were 8 hours apart and never once I heard from her during COVID. I was the only one who reached out almost all the time except for my birthdays. On my birthdays, she would post a card to me. The romantic in me held on to this very special and precious gesture and continued to reach out. Anyway, this last miscarriage did break me into a million pieces that I could not have imagined possible. After 2 consecutive years of her giving me strange reasons not to meet when I traveled back home, I felt a strong urge to clarify our friendship. Yep, I know you saw the storm coming. I'm glad you did, because I didn't. And to be very honest, it took me a long while to heal from the absurdity and the speed of the eruption. I merely texted, I'm just wondering how you feel about our friendship, because I miscarried and you hadn't cat, and 2 years in a row, you gave me such strange reasons not to meet me when I'm back. She initially apologized, then she explained herself, but she ended with, we were different in our friendship approach, and I should invest my time in friends who think more like me. And just like that, a moment of true Catherine Young wounded, asking her how she felt about us, had ended this 25 years of friendship brutally. I asked if this was a breakup. Her reply, silence. And for the first time, I hadn't received a card on my birthday, not even a greeting. I waited over 24 hours for the last glimpse of hope on my birthday, and it was gone. It hurt so badly. Although finally the nudging question of why we were bestie was finally gone, I felt abandoned, betrayed, and unjust. Abandoned by her who gave me the bestie title for 25 years. Betrayed that she hurt me at my lowest point. Unjust that being myself had a consequence. Literally, I just told her I was hurt by her inaction, and she said, seems like we're different, let's end it. I felt a strong need to share this experience, because mostly I read when people start leaving, as we heal, it's meant to be and it's good for us. But in reality, I didn't feel this way. These episodes made me doubt myself and question my own voice. Because after all, I'm just new to the new me. So why? Why am I so surprised and hurt? After much healing, I realized that this episode was a shock to me because this friendship was never real from the beginning. I made it up. I did not see her clearly. I was so happy to just please her. I was young, lonely, and afraid, and needed to please someone to feel safe. And she let me for 25 years. That's not a real friendship. I was hurt by the her I made up in my mind. Someone who let me please so well. I needed to acknowledge this and the fact that when I was wounded, I had my filters on to protect myself and find hope. Now that I'm healing and has clearer vision, I saw the real her. I was missing the make-believe friendship that never existed. I did not once miss her. I just missed the memories and the feelings of securities I had amassed. But I couldn't connect with her anymore. I no longer feel the need to please for survival. This realization freed me from all the chains of memories I've created when I was wounded. I can now slowly walk away freely. Sometimes we may be hurt and lost, but we can always be freed. It's a process. In the past, the wounded us might have cultivated some traits for survival. But please trust that our real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own way. We do not need to continue to be the someone we are not. We can never be dominated or bullied unless we give our power away. Because the real us is always empowered and protected by our inner light. When we connect with ourselves, we can trust the natural timing of the entry and exit of friends in our lives. We can be connected with our own ground of being. We would be able to sense from within and instinctively sniff out the truth of a situation and do something useful with that knowledge. To move on with alignment to self with ease and grace. To be connected We first need to tame the wild and the frenzied mind of self-critique and self-blame when things happen. Negative effects of past relationships shall be overcome and healed through our feminine energies, inner knowing, and alignment. A real friendship would bring positive energies, meaningful conversations, and beautiful warmth and love. At any point, we feel a need to push forth to prove ourselves, please someone, or sacrifice unreasonably for an extended period of time. Maybe it's time to really feel with our hearts and ask if this is an experience we should continue. There will never be one right answer because we all feel, think, and value things differently. But one thing would always be the same. When we connect within, fill our heart space with self-love, we can always seek out the truth that matters. Changes in our lives, including closing doors and lost relationships, are not going to derail our paths. Realignments are always happening. Trust in how our life paths are unfolding. Stay true to authentic healing journey. Because as long as it aligned with us, it's meant to be. The courage to heal and connect with our authentic self is a mark of maturity and acceptance of self. It represents higher consciousness and loving wisdom, showering us with courage to accept prosperity, peace, healing, and love. Do not zone out and turn away from what is happening, even if it is painful. If you find it hard to proceed with a certain healing episode, go gently, find another way, but do not abandon your will to heal. Be receptive, yet also determined and dynamic. Be gentle with yourself, but be persistent on your path. Things may not always go to plan, but they are still going to work out. When we activate the healing switch within, it allows us to break free from the grip of the past pain and enter into the present time aliveness with more liberation, inner peace, and joyfulness. It's this natural ability to seek sweetness that tend to break the vicious cycle of old misaligned relationships and habits. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within us. Pay attention to what brings us joy. If you're unsure, start experimenting and exploring. Connecting to the joyful capacity of our hearts will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let our hearts relax. Allow ease and grace to lead us to the magic of our authentic paths. Dear one, if you are hurting as you heal and people leave, I hope you find solace and hope in this episode. Keep going. Know that any such difficulty is part of healing and you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. Trust the love from universe. I will be rooting for you.